Are your knees aching more than usual? Is getting up from a chair starting to feel like a chore? Do simple movements, walking to the mailbox, climbing a single flight of stairs, bending down to tie your shoes. Feel like you're pushing through cement? You've told yourself, I'm just getting older. You've blamed time. You've blamed wear and tear. But what if I told you it might not be aging? What if the very exercises you've been doing, the ones you were told would keep you strong, fit, and independent, are the same ones quietly wearing your knees down? Maybe it started with a little stiffness in the morning. Then it became a dull ache in the afternoon. Now it's that sharp pinch when you rise from bed, or the grinding sensation when you walk across the living room floor. No one warned you, did they? They told you to keep moving. They told you to stay active. But they didn't tell you which movements were safe, and which could be slowly damaging the very joints you depend on the most. You've spent a lifetime walking through storms, heartbreak, loss, retirement, loneliness. You've rebuilt yourself in the quiet. You've risen after the falls. You've endured things no one ever prepared you for. And now, after everything, after you finally made time for your health, you're being held back by pain. It doesn't feel fair. It isn't fair. But here's the truth, it's not your fault. No one taught you how to move for your season of life. No one told you that after 70, some exercises aren't just unhelpful, they can be harmful. And the worst part? Many of those exercises look harmless. They seem simple. They're the ones you see in gyms, on TV, even in senior fitness classes. But underneath that familiar movement is a hidden strain on tendons, on cartilage, on ligaments that no longer recover the way they used to. Your body is wiser now. It's more sensitive. It communicates in subtle ways, whispers of discomfort, hints of imbalance, quiet warnings of what's no longer working. If you've been listening to those whispers, if you've been wondering why your knees ache more now than they did 5 years ago, even though you're trying to stay active, this message is for you. You're not lazy. You're not fragile. You're not weak. You're simply using a method that no longer serves the version of you that exists today. And today's version of you, seasoned, smart, resilient, deserves better. So before you do another set of those familiar exercises, pause. Breathe. Give me a few moments of your time. I want to show you what not to do, and more importantly, what to do instead. Because with the right movements, your knees can feel supported again. Your confidence can return. And you can move not just without pain, but with power. You've come too far to let your knees be the reason you stop now. Let's begin. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn something that most people your age are never told, not by doctors, not by trainers, and certainly not by those glossy exercise videos online that lump everyone into the same routine, no matter their age or joint health. I'm going to walk you through 4 very common exercises, ones you might still be doing at home, at physical therapy, or even at the gym, that could be silently damaging your knees. Not instantly, not in an obvious way, but quietly, gradually, wearing down your joints in ways you might not feel until it's too late. These aren't wild, intense, high-impact workouts. They're the everyday movements, the ones that look safe, the ones that were once considered go-to exercises for strength, balance, or mobility. But the truth is, for those of us over 70, what once helped can now hurt, and the difference lies in how our bodies have changed over time. Now, I'm not just here to scare you. That's not my style. I believe in giving you answers, not anxiety. So I'm also going to share with you 3 powerful alternatives that you can start doing today. These aren't watered-down replacements. These are smart, effective, and joint-friendly movements that have not only helped me personally, but have transformed the daily lives of countless people who once thought their knees would never feel better. You'll learn what to stop, but you'll also learn what to start. You'll see why these replacements aren't just safer, they're smarter, more sustainable, and designed for the seasoned, evolving body. If you've ever felt frustrated because your knees seem to get worse even though you're trying to do everything right, this is your moment. This video might be the turning point you didn't know you needed. The path back to feeling stable, mobile, strong, and in control again. So stay with me. We're just getting started. And by the end, you'll have more than information. Exercise number 1, deep squats. Now, if you've ever been to a gym or even followed a home workout DVD from the 90s, you've likely seen this move. It's one of the most promoted exercises out there. Trainers love it. Athletes swear by it. And yes, squats do build strength, but only when done correctly and only when done by the right bodies. Here's what a typical deep squat looks like. You stand with your feet shoulder width apart. You push your hips back, bend your knees and lower yourself, often until your thighs are parallel to the ground or even deeper. And then you push back up. Seems simple enough, right? But here's the hidden danger. As you descend into that deep squat, your knees are doing a lot more than just bending. They're bearing the majority of your body's weight. And at the very bottom of that movement, your patella, that small but crucial kneecap, is being driven downward with serious force. Underneath it, your meniscus, the cartilage that cushions your knee, is getting compressed, twisted, and stressed in ways that, over time, can lead to inflammation, pain, and degeneration. This isn't theory. This is reality, especially for those of us over 70 when the natural wear on our cartilage becomes more pronounced and recovery slows significantly. Let me tell you about Linda, a 73-year-old woman from Oregon who reached out to me after watching one of my earlier videos. She was active, determined, and doing her best to stay strong post-retirement. She followed a YouTube routine that included deep squats 3 sets a day every day. At first, she felt fine. A little sore. Nothing unusual. But within 3 weeks, she began experiencing sharp pain on the inside of her right knee. She tried to push through it. After all, isn't that what we're told to do? By the 5th week, she couldn't make it through her grocery trip without needing to sit down. A visit to her doctor revealed aggravated arthritis, worsened by repeated deep compression of the joint. And the culprit? Those deep squats. No one had told her they weren't safe for aging knees. No one had offered her an alternative. Until now. So let me show you a better way, a safer path. The chair-supported mini squat. This is a gentle but effective variation that protects your knees while still activating the muscles you need, your quads, glutes, and core. Here's how to do it. Stand in front of a sturdy chair, not one with wheels and not one too soft. Keep your feet about hip-width apart, toes pointing slightly out. Engage your core gently. That means pulling your belly in slightly to support your spine. Now hold the back of the chair lightly with both hands. Begin to bend your knees just a little, not deeply. We're talking about an inch or 2. Let your hips drop slightly behind you, as if you're about to sit, but don't. Keep your heels grounded. Breathe in as you lower. Breathe out as you return to standing. That's one mini squat. Now let's talk form. Posture is everything. Keep your chest lifted. Don't hunch forward. Your shoulders should stay relaxed, not tense. Your foot placement matters too. If your toes are pointing too far inward or outward, that adds torque to the knees. Think slight V, about 10 to 15 degrees outward is usually safe. And don't forget your breath. Inhale down, exhale up. This simple rhythm protects your blood pressure and keeps you grounded. And if you need a little more support, place another chair behind you. That way, if you feel unsteady, you can gently sit back and rest. Because let's be clear, this isn't about doing less. It's about doing what's right for your body, your joints, and your stage of life. You still need strength in your legs. You still need that confidence when you rise out of bed or off the toilet or when you step up onto a curb. But you don't need to sacrifice your knees to get there. So if you've been doing deep squats, stop. Switch to chair-supported mini squats. Start small. Do 5 reps today. Tomorrow, try 7. And as the weeks go by, let your knees guide you, not someone else's program. This is your journey, and we're only getting started. Exercise number 2, lunges. Have you ever tried a lunge lately? Think about it. You step 1 foot forward, lower your body toward the floor, and then push back up. It sounds like a decent way to work your legs and glutes, right? And yes, for younger, more stable bodies, it can be. But if you're over 70, it's a very different story. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt completely balanced on one leg? Do you ever feel like you wobble when you turn a corner too quickly? Or catch yourself grabbing the edge of a table just to feel secure? That's the risk with lunges. You're basically stacking your body weight in a split position, which puts all the pressure on your front knee. But that's not all. It requires coordination, ankle strength, hip stability, and perfect joint alignment. If just one of those is off, what you've got is a recipe for instability and potentially a dangerous fall. And here's something many people don't realize. Your knee isn't meant to twist or tilt sideways. It's a hinge joint meant to move in one direction. With lunges, especially when your muscles are tight or your balance is off, there's often a little wobble in the front knee. And that wobble is enough to irritate already thinning cartilage, strain ligaments, and even pull at your hip or lower back. You know what makes it worse? Pushing through it. Doing lunge after lunge thinking you're building strength when really you're just deepening an imbalance. Let me tell you what happened to Eleanor, a 76-year-old former dance teacher. She was graceful her whole life, but after her hip replacement, she wanted to get back in shape. Her trainer had her doing walking lunges up and down her hallway. She fell on the third day, not because she was careless, but because her body wasn't ready to be that off balance. So what's the safer, smarter alternative? Try this with me. Stand up gently, of course, and position yourself near a wall or a sturdy chair. Something you can use for support. Don't worry, we're not lunging. Let's start with standing leg lifts. You're going to hold the back of the chair or press your hand lightly against the wall. Keep your body upright, chest relaxed, and lift one leg straight out to the side. Just a few inches is enough. Don't try to swing it or go high. The goal here isn't height, it's control. Feel that in your hip? That's your glute medius waking up. One of the key muscles for balance. Now slowly lower it back down. That's 1. Let's try 5 on each side together. Go ahead. I'll wait. Nice work. That's already safer and more effective for your balance than lunges ever were. Now, if you've got a resistance band at home, even a light one, here's a bonus variation. Loop it around your ankles, hold the wall, and repeat that same leg lift motion. The band adds gentle resistance, activating those stabilizing muscles without stressing your joints. You might not feel like you're doing much, but trust me, these little movements add up. They restore function. They improve how you walk, how you stand, and most importantly, how you stay safe. Here's a little, did you know? Moment for you. By the time most people hit their 70s, they've lost about 15% of their cartilage volume. That's the shock absorber between your bones. It doesn't regenerate. Once it's gone, it's gone. So exercises that jam or twist your joints, like lunges, are simply not worth the risk. That's why we adapt. That's why we move smarter, not harder. If you're just starting out, take it slow. You don't need to do a full set on day 1. Even just standing near a kitchen counter and practicing one leg lift while brushing your teeth, that counts. And over time, it strengthens the muscles that actually prevent falls. Balance doesn't have to be a mystery. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained at any age. You don't need lunges to build strong legs. What you need is awareness, intention, and consistency. And you're already doing the most important thing, showing up. Watching. Learning. Trying. That says more about your strength than any lunge ever could. Shall we keep going? Let's move on to the next one. It might surprise you even more. Exercise number 3, high-impact cardio. Things like jumping jacks, running on pavement, even bouncing workouts like jump rope or fast aerobic routines. I know, it sounds energetic. Youthful even. Maybe you used to love your morning jog or the thrill of a dance class. But let me ask you this. How do your knees feel when your foot hits the ground, especially when you move fast? Is there a jolt? A sting? Maybe a sense that something just doesn't feel steady underneath you? That's not weakness. That's your body trying to talk to you, trying to protect you. You see, high-impact cardio is all about force. Every time your foot strikes the ground, especially on hard surfaces, that force travels upward. It moves through your ankle, your knee, your hip, and even into your lower back. If your joints are already tired, already worn down, that impact isn't energy, it's trauma. Running might burn calories. Jumping might feel like you're working hard, but if you're over 70 and you've had a history of joint pain, arthritis, or even just general stiffness, these exercises can do more harm than good, especially if you haven't done them in decades. You don't need to prove anything by pounding the pavement. Let me tell you about someone I met in a community class last year. His name was Harold. He was 72, recently divorced, wanted to get strong again. So he dusted off an old treadmill in his garage and started running. Day 1, a little sore. Day 3, he said his knees felt like grinding marbles. Day 10, he slipped, twisted his knee, and ended up in physical therapy for 6 weeks. But Harold didn't quit. He made a choice. He didn't stop moving, he changed how he moved. He swapped the treadmill for something better, water aerobics. Twice a week. Gentle resistance, full body movement, and no joint trauma. Within a month, he told me he felt lighter, stronger, and more confident walking up his stairs. It wasn't about speed anymore. It was about strength with grace. So let's talk about alternatives you can do right now. No treadmill, no pavement, no jumping. Let's try a 3-minute guided warm-up together. You can do it right from your living room. Ready? Stand tall, feet about shoulder width apart, arms relaxed. We'll start with marching in place. Just lift one foot, then the other. Let your arms swing gently at your sides. If you need a chair nearby for balance, that's perfectly okay. Let's go together now. March for 30 seconds. Feel your heartbeat gently pick up. Let your breath move naturally. This isn't about speed. This is about waking up your body. All right, now we're going to add some arm movement. Still marching, but this time raise both arms slowly over your head as you inhale and lower them as you exhale. Another 30 seconds, march and breathe. Lift, lower. You're doing beautifully. Keep those feet moving. You're not just warming up your muscles, you're also gently training your coordination. The brain-body connection stays sharp when we move with intention. If you do this once or twice a day, even just for a few minutes, you're doing your body a greater kindness than any high-intensity routine ever could. Your knees don't need to survive cardio. They deserve to thrive in it. So if anyone ever tells you to push harder, move faster, jump higher, just smile and say, I'm building my strength the smart way. Exercise number 4, leg extension machine. You sit down, lock your legs behind a padded bar, and lift with your feet until your legs are fully straight. Sounds simple, right? Controlled, focused. Even the gym staff might encourage you to build those quads this way. But here's what no one tells you. This movement isn't natural for your knees. Not at all. When you use the leg extension machine, you're asking your knees to carry a weight all on their own. No help from your hips. No assistance from your glutes or calves. Just your knees. That's a lot of pressure, especially when your legs are fully extended. Think about that for a second. You're loading weight onto the front of your ankle, and the strain shoots straight up your shin and into the knee joint. More specifically, your patella and the surrounding soft tissue. The kneecap gets squeezed against the thigh bone every time you lift that weight. It's like grinding metal between two plates. And if you've had arthritis or cartilage thinning, it's a recipe for pain. I remember a woman named Doris. She was 74 and told me she loved her local gym. It makes me feel alive, she said. But she was using the leg extension machine 3 times a week. After a couple of months, her knee started to swell. She thought it was just age. But when we looked at her routine, the culprit was clear. So we swapped that machine out of her schedule. We gave her exercises that supported her knee rather than isolated it. Want to try something better? Let's go through 2 safer alternatives together. First, seated resistance band leg curls. You'll need a resistance band and a sturdy chair. Sit tall, loop the band around your ankle and something fixed behind you, like a heavy table leg or a couch post. Now, gently pull your heel back under the chair like you're trying to scratch the underside of your seat. Slowly release, then repeat. This movement strengthens your hamstrings, the muscles behind your thigh, and those are vital for knee health. They balance out the force in your legs and protect your joints from misalignment. Best part? No pressure on the patella. Now let's try controlled step-ups. Stand in front of a low, stable step or use a staircase. Hold a chair or wall for support if needed. Slowly step one foot up, then bring the other to join it. Pause. Then step down gently 1 foot at a time. Now, can you guess which joint is bearing the brunt of the pressure? If you said the knee joint, you're absolutely right. More specifically, the area just beneath the kneecap where it meets the femur. That's not where you want isolated, repeated force. If any part of this video helped you even just one moment of clarity or comfort, please give it a like. It might seem small, but it tells YouTube that this matters to people like you. It helps more seniors, more late bloomers find the right path to move without pain. And if you know someone, a parent, a friend, your neighbor down the street who's been struggling with sore knees or who's just starting over, share this with them. You might be the reason they finally find relief. Don't forget to subscribe. Every week, we dive into more wellness tips, movement guidance, and stories for those of us who are rewriting life after 60. This channel isn't just about fitness, it's about freedom, about taking back control of your body, one step at a time.